What if I told you that the blueprint for every city you've ever known, New York, London, Tokyo, was drawn up 9,000 years ago? Not on paper, but in mud and timber, by people who had just decided to stop wandering. This is the story of that monumental decision, the moment humanity traded the wild freedom of the hunt for the promise of a shared future. This is the story of the very first cities on Earth. For hundreds of thousands of years, we were nomads, following the seasons and the herds. Our world was as vast as the horizon, and our homes were temporary. But then, something changed. In a fertile crescent of land, a revolutionary idea took root. What if we stayed? What if we built something permanent? This wasn't just a change in address. It was a transformation of our very soul. We went from being hunters to builders, from wanderers to neighbors. This is the dawn of civilization as we know it. Journey with us to modern-day Turkey, to a place that defies imagination, Çatalhöyük. This isn't just an ancient ruin. It's one of the world's oldest known cities, a sprawling metropolis of mud brick houses that held thousands of people. But here's the strange part. Çatalhöyük had no streets, no front doors. The entire city was a single massive block of interconnected homes, and the streets were the rooftops. People entered their houses through a hole in the ceiling, climbing down a ladder. Imagine a city where your front yard is your neighbor's roof. This unique design wasn't just for show. It was a fortress, a community built wall to wall for safety and solidarity. But what was life like inside these windowless homes? Step inside, and you'll find walls that speak. They are covered in breathtaking murals, vivid paintings of hunting scenes, geometric patterns, and powerful, mysterious figures. We see depictions of massive wild bulls, vultures, and strikingly powerful female figures that many archaeologists believe represent a mother goddess. These weren't just decorations. They were the spiritual and social media of their day. They tell stories of rituals, beliefs, and a deep connection to the forces of nature. In Çatalhöyük, art, religion, and daily life were inseparable. Every home was a sanctuary, every wall a sacred text. The secrets of Çatalhöyük go even deeper literally. Beneath the floors of these homes, archaeologists made a startling discovery. The dead were buried right there. Families lived their lives directly above the remains of their parents, grandparents, and ancestors. The hearth where they cooked their meals was just feet away from the final resting place of their loved ones. For them, life and death were not separate realms. The city was both a home for the living and a necropolis for the dead, a constant physical reminder of the unbroken chain of generations. The past wasn't something to be remembered. It was something to be lived with every single day. A city needs more than just people. It needs connections. Çatalhöyük was a hub in a prehistoric network. Archaeologists have found obsidian of volcanic glass perfect for making sharp tools that was traced to sources hundreds of miles away. This wasn't just simple barter. It was the beginning of long-distance trade. Shells from the Mediterranean, timber from distant mountains, and fine stones were all flowing into the city. In return, Çatalhöyük likely traded its agricultural surplus and masterfully crafted tools. This intricate web of exchange was the birth of a global economy, a network of cooperation that connected distant communities and spread new ideas, technologies, and cultures across the ancient world. The shift to city life was fueled by one major innovation: agriculture. Learning to cultivate grains and domesticate animals meant a stable food supply. People no longer had to chase their food. They could grow it. This surplus created new social dynamics. For the first time, not everyone had to be a farmer or a hunter. Specialized roles emerged: potters, toolmakers, weavers, and perhaps even priests and leaders. Shared ovens and communal storage pits suggest a society learning to manage resources collectively. But this also brought new challenges. Who owned the land? Who controlled the surplus? The concepts of property, rules, and social hierarchy were being forged in the fires of these first urban communities. In this new world, what was the role of women? While history has often been written by and about men, the evidence at Çatalhöyük suggests a different story. The prevalence of female figurines, some depicted in positions of authority or as the source of life, points to their central role in the spiritual world. Furthermore, as the primary gatherers of plants, women were likely the pioneers of agriculture, the ones who first understood the secrets of seeds and soil. They were probably also the creators of the intricate pottery and textiles found throughout the city. Far from being relegated to the background, women appear to have been pillars of society, shaping its art, its faith, and its very foundation. Digging at Çatalhöyük is like reading a book written over 1,500 years. The city is made of 18 distinct layers of settlement, one built directly on top of the other. When a house reached the end of its life, it wasn't torn down. It was filled in with dirt, and a new one was built right on top, creating a man-made hill or tell. Each layer is a snapshot in time, telling a story of growth, change, and resilience. We see evidence of fires, floods, and periods of rebuilding. This vertical history shows a people constantly learning, adapting, and refining their ability to shape their environment, to control nature rather than simply living at its mercy. So, why does a 9,000-year-old city of mud brick matter to us today? Because the DNA of every modern metropolis, every skyscraper, every subway, every neighborhood can be traced back to this moment. Çatalhöyük represents the first great experiment in urban living. It's where we first grappled with the fundamental questions of community. How do we live together? How do we share resources? How do we build a society that is safe, prosperous, and meaningful? The legacy of Çatalhöyük is not just in the soil of Turkey. It's embedded in the very idea of the city itself. It is the first spark of a fire that would grow to illuminate the entire world, the moment humanity decided, once and for all, to come together and stay. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey back in time. If you were fascinated by the secrets of our earliest ancestors, please hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into history. Let us know in the comments what ancient mystery you'd like us to explore next.